What's up, everybody? I've made a little progress since last filming and realized I was forgetting to film, but it's nothing real important. I got the brake off, the hydraulic brake. It's not hard. You want to remove the brake and the caliper end of the rear brake line, and then squeeze the handle, right, to get the fluid out. It's only a tiny amount. I've then cleaned the bike using a power washer, and now I've got the first kind of layer of stripper paint remover. It's got about 10 more minutes of cooking, and I'll see how easy or hard it is to get all that paint off of there. Yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at now. We're at paint removal. Clean frame, paint removal using marine grade stripper. So that's on there, and then I guess I'm supposed to scrape it off, rinse, wash, repeat, with all the parts. There's been some developments since the last video I took in this little series. Yeah, so I think last we saw it, the bike was like half stripped or almost stripped. I can't really recall. Here's the bike now. Yeah, it's not there. I had a little bit of a change of heart here. I'm gonna bring you with me while I'm tidying up outside a bit. It was just adding up a lot more than I thought it would. This used to be like one of these open garages you commonly find here in the South. It got closed off, but it's attached to the house. And you know, a major concern that was starting to mount, the smell. Just the stripper and the paint stripper afterwash and the acetone and all of that, I was able to do outside. The only way I'd be able to paint the bike, especially down here in South Carolina during the summer, is if I did it indoors. Just because the humidity is way too high out here. It's way over 50%. Fabricating a PVC tent isn't like a big deal, but still, I wasn't bargaining to do all of that. My initial thought was I'd just be able to paint in this thing. This thing's perfect. I don't know if you can see this tent, but too humid. I did get the bike fully stripped down outside. Yeah, it started to dawn on me that we just got a lot of living things in the house, and the garage is attached. Basically, unless I like set up a tent, you know, out of PVC pipes and plastic wrap and made sure it was airtight and had a filter on one end and, you know, a box fan on the other that was blowing all the fumes out. And I would have to make sure that it wasn't a windy day with windows open in the house. Otherwise, the smell of the clear coat would sneak into the house. My wife is a pigeon lover, so we have 2 pigeons, and they're particularly sensitive to, like, I guess, chemicals. You know, for the sake and sanctity of my marriage, at that point, I figured it was probably a good idea to cut my losses on that.
What's your style?
My style? You can call it the art of fighting without fighting.
I started looking into powder coat. I found a place, took the stripped down frame there, Scorpion Industrial Powder Coating. Might be in Rock Hill, I'm sorry if I got that wrong. And I'm glad he was able to help me out. You know, I'm happy to support a local business like that. And now I'm getting it powder coated. The reality is, the frame's just gonna look nicer if a professional does it if I tried to do it. Way cheaper than it would cost for all of the paint, the tent setup, and the ventilation, which I didn't have any of that stuff except for plastic wrap. So that's the story of kind of where we're at right now. Like I said, I'm a novice at this, and I'm real eager to learn everything about, you know, electric mobility, scooters, bikes. And there's just so much involved in it, and there's engineering involved in all of that. So, you know, paint, you know, I don't really need to, you know, be spending too much energy on. That's kind of where I'm at now. That's how I look at it. So it looks like, that's so Southern. Homeboy at Scorpion said that the frame will be finished this week. It is now Monday, and I'm really excited about this powerful lithium battery in. tomorrow. I do have a far driver controller. I got the 72300, but again, like I mentioned earlier, you know, Gary says that it, you know, just with the setup I have, that controller just won't do it justice. So I think that that's it. We got frame is in. I'm still talking to Gary about, I just sent him an email about which controller would probably suit this high performance QS 10-inch hub. What's gonna suit that, as well as that high performance powerful lithium battery. I mean, those boys. That's it. I think that's the only update I have. So long story short, look, I just don't recommend it. That was a pretty big use of resources when somebody can just use a sandblaster and strip the paint for you for 50 bucks, and you can get it powder coated for $1.50. So anyhow, that's that.
One day later.
So it's the day after I sent my frame in for paint. I didn't get the frame back yet, but I got something else. And it's a good one. So we're gonna do a little unboxing here. Okay. I've been waiting for this for so long. Man, the suspense is killing me, guys. The box weighs almost as much. Oh. The charger. Sure packed the hell out of this thing, that's for sure. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is it. Oh. The heart and soul of the bike. Powerful lithium battery pack. That is the best you can get. That is what the best in the game looks like. So all I need now is the frame to come back and I could start putting it together. I got a couple odds and ends. Small things, you know, like brakes. Small things, you know, like brakes. Small things, you know, like brakes. Front tire. But it's all coming together now. This is when things really start to get serious.